Gotcha.
Okay. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Greene County Board of Commissioners meeting Thursday, January the 20th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kugler?
Here.
Mr. Perales?
Here.
Mr. Gould?
Here.
Will you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Approval of the minutes, January 13th.
Move for approval of the minutes of January 13th.
Second?
Questions? Clerk, please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Aye.
Approval of work session minutes.
If there are no questions or additions, I move that we approve the work session minutes of January 13th.
Second the motion.
Discussion? Clerk, please take the vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Public comment?
We do. Carolyn Eaker. Start with your name and address, if you would, Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn Eaker, 945 West Dayton Yellow Springs Road, Bath Township. Greetings, commissioners and everybody. Just a public announcement. David Hayes, our wonderful prosecutor, is going to be a guest speaker at the Greene County Tea Party Tuesday night. He's going to talk about law and order, which is right up his alley. And because it's hard to get people out of their comfort, out of their recliners, we offer food. So we start at 6:30 with snacks. People are welcome to bring to share if they'd like to. And it's at the Xenia Community Center, 1265 West 2nd Street on Tuesday. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of vouchers.
Just two.
So if there are no questions or comments on the vouchers, I would move that we approve the vouchers of January 20th, 2022.
Second?
If there's no further discussion, clerk, please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Approval of travel and training.
All local and routine, nothing to point out to you.
If there are no questions or comments, I move that we approve the travel and training as submitted.
Second the motion.
If there's no discussion, clerk, please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Transfer of appropriations.
So we're consolidating the remaining money from last year set aside for community investment grants, as well as the 2022 budget for community investment grants under development there, putting them in. We created that separate fund last week's meeting. So we'll have a little over $1 million available in that fund now going forward. And it's set up so that money can roll over if you so choose year to year.
Yeah, I think that's probably a discussion we'll have to have at the CIC is how much of that do we continue to roll over, come this time next year?
So just to clarify, CIC, this is community investment grants.
Okay.
These are your grants.
Right.
They used to be housed under the Department of Development. Now we've created a separate fund so that you could, what we'll do, quite honestly, is this year when we go through the budgeting process, if we look and there's still $1 million in there because we haven't granted any funds, then I certainly wouldn't recommend to you that we budget any money in 2023. But if it's down to $100,000, well, it's a different discussion. So,
Okay, everything's relative.
Yep.
Good. Sorry
Any
about the
questions,
confusion.
comments?
Good.
So I'd move that we approve the transfer of appropriations.
Second?
Any discussion? Clerk, please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Personal action.
We are losing a couple of bargaining unit positions. One is going to be a counselor, been with us for about 5 years, going from a training coordinator to be a counselor. Just still wants to be in the same field, but did not want to continue doing what he was doing. And then an accountant that we're losing to juvenile court, which is far too uncommon for lots of our offices and departments. They recruit pretty heavily. So leaving us, but still staying within the county.
Good.
If there are no questions or comments, I move that we approve personnel actions as submitted.
Second motion.
Clerk, please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Release of a performance bond, Beaver Creek Town Station.
It's a 100% release of the bonds for sanitary and water lines.
So I take it everything's good there.
Yep.
Okay, no questions, comments? I move that we approve the release of performance bond Beaver Creek Town Station.
Second?
Clerk, please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Appointment of the aviary inspector for 2022.
You know, we've used Mr. Stephen Holland for several years, and the beekeeping community is happy with his work, as is the state. A little bit slow on his reporting sometimes, but all in all, the feedback is that he shows up and does good work for the beekeeping community.
It'd be interesting to know, whether it be in a report or he come in and talk to us about what the population of our bees might be, relationship from 3 years ago, 5 years ago.
I was thinking the same thing,
to where
Mr.
they-
President.
To where they are today.
Where are we? It was dire years ago.
It
Are
was.
we better, worse? Are we maintaining? I agree with you. It'd be nice to hear someone smarter than us about it, about where we're going with that, and maybe what we need to do.
Well, and that's kind of where I was at with. He's kind of slow in his reporting. I haven't seen last year's report yet. So generally what that tells me is the overall health of the bee community. It talks about the different mites or diseases that are in our hives or not in our hives. And I do get a comparison year over year. While we have a lot of beekeepers here, we don't have, the population that maybe we would like to see of people actively keeping bees. Plenty of bees. I know it was dire for a while, but I haven't gotten that same sense the last few years that I have looked at the report, but as soon as I get this year's, I'll certainly share it with you.
It's always important that we understand about the birds and bees.
Killing me.
Do we have a motion?
I move that we approve appointing the apiary inspector for 2022.
Second the motion.
Discussion. Clerk, please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
That completes what we have on our agenda. Commissioner comments, Mr.
No, I have none.
None?
Thank you, President.
I have none either.
The only thing I'd like to add is our COVID numbers, unfortunately, have increased by 1,646 cases over last week. Last week, we were at 2212. This week, we're at 3858. The week before that, the increase was only 442. As I said, this week is 1,646. Let's hope we're going to reach a peak here sooner than later.
And this, Mr. President, this could be a result of the holidays, so maybe this is the bump we get from Christmas, Thanksgiving, that span, and hopefully it starts receding.
Then you get concerned about the spring break and, President's Day and all the vacation then, so, well, we just have to keep our distance, that's all.
He's smart.
Yep. Anything else, gentlemen?
Nope, no work session.
Okay.